Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fall 2022 Employing U.S. Vets Conference. We're starting a little bit late. Apologies there, starting about 10 minutes later than we'd hoped. Apologies, we had a few technical difficulties. Those are now resolved, and we should be in good shape. So thank you all so much for joining us. I am George Altman. I'm Managing Director of Vets Indexes. I've known and worked with many of you for years. Great to see you all again. Really happy to have you here. And a very warm welcome as well to all of the folks who are joining us for the first time. And I'm glad to say there are a lot of you. Um, COVID forced organizations all around the globe to kind of rethink how they do things. And for Vets Indexes, it allowed us to try this as a virtual event. Um, and, you know, there's positives and negatives to doing virtual events. You can't get the same kind of, great in-person networking as our spring event in New York City makes possible. But it opens up, doing this virtually opens up the event to so many additional people. Really great to be able to share all these lessons learned in veteran employment with all of you. So really happy to have you all here. And I am honored and humbled to announce that we had about 1,000 people register for today's conference, an amazing number. Thank you all for your engagement and welcome. Now, a little advice about a little perspective on what to expect for today's event. Um, for the newcomers, I should tell you all at the outset that this event is a little different than other veteran employment events you may have attended. Most of those events exist to connect veterans with companies that are hiring or help veterans with job hunting, resume writing skills. Ours is different. The main purpose of the Employing US Vets Conference is actually to empower employers, people leading veterans programs, HR professionals, diversity and inclusion folks, to have kind of the best advice and strategies to become better vet employers. So we have assembled today for you all to hear from many of the top voices in the veteran employment space, coming from across corporate America, veteran service organizations, government agencies, departments, really all sorts of organizations with great expertise in veteran employment issues. And when the conference is over, our goal is that you are leaving with pages full of notes, full of real, tangible, actionable advice you can bring back to your organization to improve your veterans program. So hope you get a lot out of this agenda. I'll give you guys a rundown of the agenda very quickly in a moment. But first, I think it's important to thank our sponsors. Without them, we would not be here and we could not have done this conference. Thanks to them, we were able to make this virtual conference free and open to everyone. So thanks so much to our sponsors for their generous support. Our silver sponsors are Comcast, Fiserv, and USAA. Our bronze sponsor is ETF Global. And event friends are General Dynamics, Bath Iron Works, and Teradyne. Now, to give you a preview of today's agenda, after my opening remarks, we will hear from Ryan Manion, who's president of the Travis Manion Foundation and delivering our keynote speech. Really looking forward to that. She's got great perspective and I think has a lot of great stuff to share. So a little after that, around 11:45 Eastern, we'll have our first panel of the day. That is a panel of top-rated organizations in our Vets Indexes Employer Awards, and they're going to talk through how to build a veteran-inclusive culture at your organization. After that, we will have a short break and networking session. Then we're back at 12:50 with a panel on how to build the best veteran recruiting team. We have breakout sessions after that, 1:30 to 2:10. You can choose from two breakout sessions. One is focused on an issue that I know is a very common challenge for companies and really employers of all types, private sector or public sector, and that is identifying military connected employees. So that's one of the breakouts. Our other breakout we're going to have during that time is focused on recruiting and retention, specifically for military spouses. And then we will wrap up with our final two panels of the day. The first of those will focus on the ways that veterans can add diversity to your organization. And the last will focus on how to best leverage the DoD SkillBridge program, which is a great source to find top quality military talent. So definitely worth sticking around for that. We will wrap up after that with some closing remarks and conclude around 4 p.m. Eastern. So hope you can join us for most of the day. Should be a lot of great stuff. So two quick housekeeping notes before I move on. First, we absolutely encourage you all to ask questions throughout the day. We want this to be an interactive, back and forth kind of process. So please, as you think of questions, enter them into the chat box. You can see a few folks, starting with Tyler, who helped put this event together for us, have already put some comments in the chat box. That's right where you should put your questions. So please do. And our panels will typically dedicate the last 5 or 10 minutes to answering questions. And secondly, please do post about this conference on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, using the hashtag employing US vets, all one word. Again, hashtag employing US vets. So, pulling back perspective a little bit and thinking about where I was a decade ago, when where everything was a decade ago, when I was starting kind of in-depth research on veteran employment issues. Everything was different. Everything was kind of the opposite of how it is now. Unemployment rates among veterans were extraordinarily high, in the teens. And meanwhile, only a few select organizations were intensely focused on veteran hiring or veteran support programs. And as a result, there really wasn't that much competition for top caliber veteran talent. It was an employer's market. Now, the opposite is true on almost every front. Veteran unemployment is very low. Many employers have launched major veteran hiring, recruiting, retention, support programs. And as a result, competition for both job candidates and your organization's current veteran employees that other organizations may want to come and scoop up, competition is very stiff. So in this new competitive environment, companies really have to know what they're doing if they want to first attract top veteran talent, but then retain and elevate them, promote them throughout the organization. And so that's exactly what today's conference is designed to help you do. Just be better informed about the things that matter most in the veteran employment space. So I hope that you're going to find today's conference very useful. But I also want to quickly spotlight for you two other programs that I think you'll find very helpful. The first of these is the Vets Indexes Employer Awards. Now, this is an annual recognition program that surveys employers on their veteran-related policies, practices, outcomes. We really run the gamut in terms of questions that we ask. And hey, John, if you could turn off your camera. Thanks. Um, run the gamut in terms of the uh, uh, you know uh, questions that we ask. We cover all sorts of details in the survey. And let me quickly, if I can, share my screen to just highlight a few of the more salient facts here. The page we're on right now is on our website. I encourage you to visit it yourselves, but this is vetsindexes.com/employer-awards-results. So you can see our 2022 Vets Indexes Employer Awards recipients. And I will show those to you now, starting with our 5-star employers. Congratulations to them. 4-star employers. Our 3-star employers. And the Vets Indexes recognized employers. So congratulations to all of our 2022 awardees. Now, if you are interested in participating in 2023, now is actually the perfect time to sign up. In order to sign up, just go to this page on our website, vetsindexes.com/employer-awards. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see a yellow register here box. Fill out the info, press submit, and you will receive an invitation when that survey drops. It will go live November 7th is when we're going to start sending out invitations. So now is the perfect time to get involved. A few important items to note about the Vets Indexes Employer Awards program. First, it's entirely free of charge to participate in, and it's not for sale. There are some other veteran employment programs that charge employers to participate or to be evaluated, or if they receive an award, they charge the employers to use that award logo. We don't. We think it's very important that this is a merit-based program. So for that reason, the Vets Indexes Employer Awards can only be earned. They can never, ever be bought. This program is open to organizations of all types. And we, have organizations, large and small, publicly traded, privately held companies, veteran service organizations, nonprofits, government agencies, and departments. Bottom line, if you are an organization for whom veteran employment is important, this is for you. This program is for you. So you see our timeline here. Surveys will be distributed November 7th with a response deadline of February 15th. And our awards will be announced in the spring. I actually have a more specific date than this to share with you all. Our next Employing US Vets conference is going to be held in person in New York City at the New York Athletic Club, April 13th, 2023. Please mark your calendars. Again, April 13th, 2023, New York City. And we are going to unveil the results of our 2023 Vets Indexes Employer Awards at that conference. So hope to see you there, and also hope to have you all complete the survey. So I mentioned there are two programs that I thought may be useful to you all. One of these we just talked about, the Vets Indexes Employer Awards. Secondly is the Veteran Employment Benchmarking Service. This is a program that grows directly out of the Employer Awards that uses basically the reams and reams of data that we collect through the survey to do in-depth, very granular, very comprehensive benchmarking to show you how your veterans program stacks up. We draw comparisons both at the summary level, looking at our 5 main evaluation categories, as well as very granular question by question, even sub-question by sub-question analysis that puts your organization's policies and practices in the context of our full field of survey respondents. So just showing you a few examples from our website. Here's the URL. You all can visit it yourselves and check this out. I definitely would encourage you to do so. We have a lot of cool features like longitudinal tracking, as you can see. We have this heat map that can quickly show at a glance where you're doing well. Those are the ones in green. Where you're right in the middle, that's yellow, or where you're a little behind, that's orange and red. And as you can see, we can draw comparisons for what you're doing, what your organization is doing in the red, versus our full field of survey respondents, peer groups of similar size and structure, and the aggregate responses of our most highly rated 5-star organizations. We've already had dozens of employers do benchmarking sessions with us. They found it very helpful. So yeah, I would absolutely recommend getting on board, signing up with this. There's a lot of great intelligence you can get. So if you filled out your 2022 survey and would like to schedule a benchmarking review, please just let me know. Send me an email, GALTMAN at vetsindexes.com is my email address. Again, GALTMAN at vetsindexes.com. And we can get benchmarking sessions scheduled for you. And if you didn't fill out the 2022 survey, then make sure you do fill out the 2023 version, which will make it possible for you to participate in our next, kind of more updated benchmarking that will be available in spring 2023.